Welcome to Streams of Income, hosted by best-selling author and entrepreneur Dr. David Powers, where we discuss streams of income, passive income, residual income, and even why there are dinosaurs and zombies in this intro. Fasten your seatbelts and get ready to dive in.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Streams of Income podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you are willing to give me some of your time to listen to either a business lesson or an interview with an amazing entrepreneur. So once again, thank you for listening to the Streams of Income podcast. I hope you enjoyed this episode. All right, guess what, folks? We are here with Karsen Brown.
Hi.
At Ripple Wellness in Liberty, South Carolina. And most of these podcasts you see in my office, and they're just so boring. I just got the background and everything. It's just me. And this is on site in the business. And it's like I'm chasing squirrels because I saw somebody outside and I was just now looking to see what was going on. And so, true to form with my unedited podcasts, we're just going to go with this. People may come in. There's a crazy lady on the other side of the screen that may jump up and down and do jumping jacks or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
Fondly known as M, one of our lovely practitioners.
And so this is also Miss Karsen's first podcast. And so if she messes up, do not mention it in the comments. Just ignore that part.
Thank you.
And so Ripple Wellness. You just opened here in Liberty, a little one-stoplight town.
Yes. I grew up here.
I didn't know that.
Born and raised. I went to school and graduated from Liberty High School. And
we won't ask what year.
Okay, that's fine. And then, when I was younger, I was like, I'll never open a business here.
Yeah.
Like nothing thrives here.
Yeah.
And then one thing happened. Little ripple effect, and we found this space after we opened a studio in Easley, and a few things happened to where it didn't quite work out in our alignment.
Yeah.
So we found this space and we're led here, and I terminated my lease one day at the old studio, and then the next day I signed the lease here.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was a very fast thing. But I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And y'all can't see it, but this is one of those old small town America buildings where it's all brick on the outside. And it's an ancient building, but it looks magnificent on the inside, like a mix of rustic and modern.
It does. I was telling, so all the beadboard, all the tin, y'all can't see it right now. You can see it if you come in. If you come in for a class, come in. It's got some beautiful ornamental tiles on the ceiling, and they're all original to the historic building. So the owners of the building have done a wonderful job of keeping little parts of history while doing a fresh remodel to make this place.
Yeah. And it looks really good. It's a really big, wide open space too. Mm-hmm. Great for classes. And like I say, if you want to see it, you have to come in. So what brought you to doing this for a living? Like, what was your first job?
My first job ever was actually at Tony's Pizza.
Oh, the one that caught on fire?
Yeah, the one that caught on fire. I was like 16 or 17. That was my first job ever. I grew up here. I was a little bit rebellious. Kind of a rebellious child, and strayed off the conventional path pretty early in life. And then when I was 17 or 18, I went to my first yoga class. And I guess I was searching. I was like, there's something more. Yeah. There's something more to life. Something's here, that we're not finding, that we're not exactly looking for. Mm-hmm. And then I experienced my first yoga class, and it made me so present within myself. It sparked something in me. And so not long after that, I had graduated high school, and on a whim, I was like, I'm going to go to get my yoga teacher training. So I applied. It was up in Asheville. I was 18, and I went every 1 or 2 weekends a month for about 9 months. Mm-hmm. And then I became a certified yoga teacher. And if you're a yoga teacher, there's not it's hard to make a living. It's hard to make a living teaching yoga. And so I did that for a little bit and traveled the country a few times, moved out west, moved back. And in yoga, through teaching, I always really enjoyed giving people like hands-on assist. It felt really good to me. Everyone else expressed like how much they enjoyed it. So just that really intentional touch and connection that you can give people. And then I had a really bad car wreck on the way back coming from, I was in Northern California at the time. And that's when I experienced my first professional massage. It was not that long after that. And it was so profound to me for what it did, not only for me physically, but for my nervous system and the just ability for me to reset. That I was sitting on the front porch one day and I was like, I'm going to apply to massage school, just like on a whim. And
sometimes that's the best way to do things.
It's the best way to do things.
Don't hesitate. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
Don't overthink it.
That's where all good things come from. All good things and all good Tims. We'll get to that later. But
she said all good Tims. And we are going to bring that up.
And so I looked up in Asheville because I enjoyed doing my yoga training up in Asheville. There's like so many wonderful trainings around here. 7 to 8 years ago, it was a little bit less, you know. So I found a school in Asheville. One of the first ones I found, randomly applied. The next day they called to see if I could come to Asheville and do an interview to get into the program. So I did, and they accepted me. And that was that. Yeah.
Kept going from there.
Yeah. So I went to school 2 to 3 weekends a month for about a year.
Yeah.
So I worked during the week as a bartender.
Okay.
Yeah, at the Appalachian Ale House in Pickens.
I bet there's a lot of yoga instructors that work.
Yeah.
The big part of the income comes from bartending or waitressing or something.
Yeah, you kind of have to have a side gig with yoga. And yeah, that's just kind of the reality with that. But yeah, I slung beers to get myself through massage school.
Yeah. Well, that's a good experience though for like counseling people and talking them through things. And, bartending. So we won't consider that so much a side gig or a non-yoga gig, but that was just different kind of practice. Yeah.
And I really enjoyed it. It's a whole nother aspect of like connecting to your community, building community, getting to know people.
Yeah. So how did we get from there to you opening your own business? Because if it's, it is so hard to be a yoga instructor because you're trying to find places to teach, or you end up at the YMCA just trying to find a class to do or something. How did you move from there to being yoga business owner?
So I, after I graduated massage school, which was in 2019. So I've been a yoga teacher for about 10 years and then have been doing massage for 6 or 7 years, whatever that is. I'm good at bodies, not at math. And yeah, so 2019, I graduated. And then 2 months after graduating, I found out I was pregnant with my daughter.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, a few months after that, COVID hit. So it was like,
what do I do now?
And so, yeah, obviously the world kind of shut down for a little bit.
For anything hands-on, especially.
Yeah. And then I had my daughter, continued to bartend on the side just to bring in income in the evening so I could be home with her during the day. And then started little bit by little bit seeing clients again and like trying to build my business. I was just renting a space in Pickens at the time. And then after that, I moved to a chiropractic office in Pickens, Nexus Chiropractic. Dr. Tiffany is wonderful, by the way. And then saw clients there for a few years, really built up my practice. I wasn't really teaching yoga during this time.
You probably missed it though, didn't you?
I did miss that. And then one thing led to another. I became pregnant with my son.
Okay.
Yeah. So, was working at Drift in Greenville, and then a friend of mine was opening a yoga studio in Pickens. And, so I was practicing massage there, teaching yoga there. And I've always dreamed of having my own space to create a container that feels in alignment with what I want to bring to the community. And then, randomly one day I was getting coffee and just decided to look online to see what commercial buildings could open. Found one, and I was like, you know what, it's time. It's time. So I wanted to create something that was sustainable for me as a single mom. And so I can do something that I enjoy doing. That I can give to the community, that fills my cup. And so my kids can see that you can build a life
Yeah.
that you enjoy, you know?
And to being a business owner, you can work everything around your kids. I mean, drop them off to school, they can go to work.
Yeah. That's what I did this morning. I dropped my kids off, come here. And so, yeah, I went for it, signed the lease, and that was kind of that.
See, I love the recurring theme though, that because even though a lot of people think yoga is all like meditation and slow, but action over meditation sometimes is what's called for.
Yeah.
So I love you just jumping into things.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm that's kind of how I operate. I'm like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. And it's always worked out. You know, there's times in life where things ebb and flow, and in the moment, something isn't working out. And you're like, oh shit, like this is not going how I thought it was going to go at all. And I think that like the blessings are in those lessons that you find where you have to pivot and change your path. And that led us to here.
Yeah. Nice.
So we're here.
On a podcast the other day, a guy said, he told me that he was quoting somebody, and he said, if you get to a point where you're thinking, I've been here 5 years and I'm stuck, it's like, you got to think, what lesson am I not learning?
Right.
And so you've got to pivot and change. And
it's a cycle. So that lesson will keep returning to your life and keep returning until you kind of surrender to it, and then change course.
Yeah. All right. So you brought up something that I want to use to dispel a fitness myth. So you were pregnant and still teaching and doing yoga and everything. And like so many people I run into, they think once you get pregnant, life has to stop. But I've known women that doing powerlifting, doing CrossFit, yoga. I mean, it doesn't have to stop just because there's a baby bump in the way. No.
Yeah. There's a huge misconception. As a mother of two, so I have a daughter. My daughter's 5, and my daughter's 5, and my son's 2. And so traveling through motherhood, traveling through pregnancy twice, experiencing birth twice, really was something that I leaned into. And then after I had my babies, kind of got into birth work a little bit and have attended a few births and supported mothers in the community. And yeah, it is a bit. I mean, your body innately knows what it can handle and what it can't handle. And there's no reason to put your life on hold, to stop movement, to stop doing things you enjoy. That's a whole podcast on its own. Yeah. But I mean, just in general, the healthier you stay during pregnancy and the more you move, the healthier, the easier the pregnancy is. Everything is. I mean, with my son, I did massage and body work until I was probably 8 months. Yeah. So I mean, it's definitely doable. Yeah. All right. Here's the surprise question I didn't tell you about. Okay. All right. So, you know what? I see the coffee cup there from Moose on Main, our local coffee shop. So be sure to check that out if you're local. Sweet, great people. Yeah. And her husband's also my mechanic. He's an awesome mechanic too. Oh. Yeah. Just lots of local. Yeah, that's what I love about small towns. Yeah. All right. So the surprise question. Okay. 3 resources. If you were to recommend to somebody and they say, I need some resources just for success in life, and thinking like books, podcasts, things like that. What are your top 3 go-tos? Like things that are always on your bookshelf or you always turn to? Ooh, things that are always on my bookshelf that I always turn to. Okay. I might pivot this a little bit. So one of my favorite books, I'll start with that, is The Body Keeps Score. Okay. I don't know if you're familiar. I've never heard of that one. Yeah, with that book. So it is focused on our bodies, our nervous system, how we hold things and experiences and trauma in life in our bodies, in our cells. And that really creates the way that we interact with ourselves in the world. Yeah. That was a really big eye-opener for me to figure out all these little patterns that I have and the cycles that I'm in and how to break free from those things. Yeah. So that's one. Another resource, and I'm going to say this obviously, is yoga. Yeah. So my favorite part about yoga and movement, a lot of times in the Western world today, it is very like an outward expression, right? So like, oh, I look at these like clothes I have. Look at how many of these cool poses I can do.
Yeah.
Look at this retreat I went on. You know, it's like very much.
And if you didn't post it, it didn't happen.
Right. If you didn't post it, it didn't happen. Yeah. So it's very much has shifted to kind of an ego driven.
No.
And and that's a whole thing to dive into too. But the main thing that I really connected with when I started my yoga practice was like, yes, the physical aspect and asana of yoga and the breath work and the pranayama and putting those together, but how that creates space for you to be present with yourself.
Yeah.
And then when you're able to become present, right? Because we live in a world right now where we're so disconnected. You know, we're the most like connected we've ever been, but we're so disconnected. Like focusing on the past, running towards the future, and to take the time to really sit with yourself, to be present is where I have found the most compassion for myself and for other people. And ultimately, I'm going to get emotional, y'all. Not on the podcast. So ultimately, that has changed my life and been my biggest resource in navigating hard things and trauma, and how I show up for myself and show up for other people is practicing compassion.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Compassion. We all need it. We all need it.
And more of it.
More of it. And then another resource. You hit me hard with this one.
Do you listen to podcasts very much?
I don't.
Okay. So,
I'm not a podcast listener.
If you were to pull up a video on YouTube or something, who would it be? Like do you have a go-to for that? No. Okay.
No. So I don't enjoy being on technology.
Oh, I don't want. But let's go here then. Favorite music or movie?
Oh, favorite music. So this is cool. This will tie in. One of like a kind of pivotal moments in my life too. I was like 16 or 17 years old, and I found the Grateful Dead for the first time.
Oh, and she was referring to the Grateful Head barbershop next door.
Who are our neighbors.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. And their music and the community that follows it and the compassion and love that flows through that community. That's probably the band that has had the biggest influence on my life. And we're Ripple Wellness. So if there's any deadheads out there, you'll know that, Ripple.
Yes.
And it turned out that it was kind of serendipity. So we were looking for the place. I found this place. Ripple Wellness is now neighbors to the Grateful Dead barbershop.
Exactly. It's like this has worked out.
Yeah, we're creating cool little end on this side of town.
Yeah.
So
I've never been a Grateful Dead fan. Not that I don't like them, but the way they built community around their music, I mean, you've got to admire that.
Yeah.
And I mean, people just
still
follow them.
Today.
Yeah. It's crazy. People like them and Fish and Jimmy Buffett. I mean, it's just different musical styles even, but the communities they built around it carries on even past when they're gone.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that Ripple was kind of founded on, is building community, facilitating community, creating a safe space, a safe container for community to come here. You don't have to be experienced in yoga. You don't have to know what you're doing. You just got to come in with an open heart and a willingness to be present and to meet people. And that's another thing that I'm really excited about from being in Liberty. And the way we're watching like little bits of growth is to connect with people in the community and hopefully, really foster that. Actually, that was one of the mom pages that I follow on Instagram. And the other day she said this quote. It was something along the lines of like, I'll be damned if I'm going to ask for a village and not be a villager.
Oh, that's nice.
So this is a way for me to give back to the community and be a villager and try to create that village for people.
I mean, you imagine a day when there's enough businesses here on this main street that Friday nights or whatever, they just shut down Main Street and people are just hanging out. And,
it's coming.
Oh yeah. I mean, with no vacancy at the other end, and they're doing a lot of fun things up there, and you're doing some joint things with No Vacancy and also the library.
So we have so the No Vacancy event is April 16th on Thursday, starting at 7 p.m. So it's yoga and a pint. you'll come here for an hour-long yoga
Yeah.
class. And then after you're done, you just take a short little stroll over and grab a pint, connect with your friends, connect with community, chill out for a little bit. It's all about balance.
Yeah.
You know, it's all about balance.
Yep. And back to your old haunt, around the bartending counter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Nice.
love a good beer. Yeah, I love to be healthy. I also love a good beer every now and again.
All right. Well, that's a good thing to point out too. I mean, not all yoga people are like so healthy fanatic. I mean, you're normal people,
Yeah.
just like the rest of everybody else. You just a lot more flexible.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes. Yeah. I think that there's a big thing, and I had mentioned that a few minutes ago with like the spiritual community or the yoga community now that has become so westernized that it is very ego driven, and it seems to be that I found it. This is my own personal opinions and feelings, but there's a lot of judgment. A lot of, you have to be like holier than thou, or you have to have this really disciplined, established practice, or, like not eat meat or do all these things or go to Bali and like you don't. That's not where you find, I mean, you can find truth in those things, but like connection to source or to God or whatever your personal beliefs are is not driven by that. It's driven by presence and compassion.
And trying to one up each other spiritually is a really weird, I mean, even in the the Christian circles, I was raised Baptist, and they're bad for that. I mean, if you one more strict thing than the other person and you're holier, it's never ending too.
So that is what kind of, like, I grew up here. And I grew up going to, a Baptist church and grew up around religion in that way. And I think there are very good things about religion, but there was all sorts of, this like competition between people or,
between denominations,
or just within the community of gossip or, talking badly about people. And I just felt there's this huge sense of, I just felt it was very hypocritical in a lot of ways. And of course, being like a young little rebellious teenager, I was like, oh, I'm going to find something different. And then that kind of was a catalyst to lead me down the path of yoga and spirituality. But this is a place where no matter what you believe, no matter what your religion is, if you are kind and you come in here with an open heart from all walks of life, this is a space that everyone's welcome.
Nice. Excuse me. All right, so what all do you offer here now? So we're digging into the current business, and so we've talked about yoga, obviously, massage. I know Miss Ashley that she's on fitness classes here as well. So give us the whole rundown of what goes on here.
So I'll start with our classes, our group movement classes. So we have several different modalities of yoga. I teach vinyasa. We have everything from yin to power yoga to vinyasa, stretching classes, very gentle. We actually have a new teacher starting this week who is going to teach a yoga for meditation class. So a very wide range of yoga practices where there's a little bit of something for everyone. If you want higher intensity, if you just want to come in and drop out for a little bit. At this point as a mom, that's kind of what I want to do. So those are yoga classes. And as far as fitness classes, so the ladies from iFit have been doing iFit and Liberty for like years. I mean, they're like well established. So they held their first class here this past Friday. So we'll be doing iFit a few times a month. We have Pilates and functional movement with the lovely M who is stretching over there. And then we have a HIIT class, a Tabata class. We're going to have some core classes. Just a place where people can come and move their bodies in a comfortable environment, and we'll meet you where you are. You're not expected of anything. We're all in this together for an environment that's comfortable. For everyone. And it's going to ebb and flow. This is our first week after our first week of being open. So throughout the month, like, we'll see what works and we'll see what doesn't work, and we'll just
see what people show up for. Yep. And if you want to find out about the classes, everything's online. And so you can get the schedule, everything. Yep. And then do you have to be a member or anything, or you just have paper class?
There are options for memberships. So we have a movement membership, which is $99 a month. It's unlimited. And then you get 10% off all bodywork services, which I'll get to the bodywork services in just a minute. And then we also have packages that make each individual class, which is $15 for a drop-in rate. It usually brings that down to about $10. So you can buy packages. You don't have to be a member.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're like just traveling through or something, you can stop in.
Yeah. You can stop in anytime. You don't have to have a yoga mat. You don't have to have props. We have plenty over here. You can't see it. If you come in, you can see it.
Yeah.
We have plenty for everyone. So, and then our services. So I've been a massage therapist and body worker since 2019. And so I do integrative therapeutic massage. So not exactly, people are like, do you do deep tissue? I really do deep tissue. And like, I have thoughts and feelings about that as well. But I perform my massage in a way that I can integrate what your body needs. So yeah, sometimes deep tissue, sometimes myofascial work, trigger point therapy, somatic therapy, somatic touch, cupping, stretching, all those good things. And we integrate that in each session. So it's really tailored to our clients' individual needs, what they need, what they're asking for, what they want. And then I also do Thai massage.
Okay.
In the West, it's called Thai yoga massage.
I said okay, like I knew what that was.
Yeah, I'll tell you. So it's done on a mat and it's done completely clothed.
Yeah.
And it is a modality that incorporates assisted stretching, yoga-like poses, and massage and compression. Okay. Yeah, it's wonderful.
That sounds like a workout.
It's for me sometimes, maybe. For you, it's very passive. So the client receiving the body work for the better part of the session is just, I always tell people, I'm like, go completely limp. I'm going to move your body, so I'm going to. And there's a lot of rhythmic rocking, compression for the nervous system. I found that it's so therapeutic. And I'll get into that for a second while we're here. So we have our parasympathetic nervous system and our sympathetic nervous system. So our sympathetic nervous system drives our fight or flight, which in our society right now is unfortunately what a lot of people spend.
That's the go-to.
Spend their time in. They live in their body in that. Whether it's crazy stuff you're seeing on the news or rushing from task to task, filling up your days. And then that is where all that cortisol is pumped through your body, keeping you in that perpetual state of.
Why those guys hold belly fat.
That's what everyone does. Yeah, your body holds on to it. It's trying to protect itself from a threat. Yeah. You feel like you're under constant threat, And then when we do massage and body work, and there is that opportunity for intentional touch that relays to your nervous system, that parasympathetic nervous system is activated, and it's like, okay, it's time to like the rest and digest. You can calm down. Your body can start releasing endorphins and serotonin. We can kind of flip that cycle, which is imperative to being a healthy human being.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And we're all big about gut health these days. You see it everywhere. But, I mean, fight or flight, that's one of the first things that stops. And I would imagine releasing, just simple things like the gut being healthier, which leads to everything else being healthier.
Yeah. And then when you're in that fight or flight, so your psoas muscle, I'm not going to get too deep into it, but it's a deep inner belly muscle, connects to the pelvis. So what is the first thing that you do when you are in that? You immediately pull in. You pull in the shoulders, you pull in the belly, and then we live our life closed. We're closed off to new energy entering our bodies. We're closed off to opportunities that are coming to us. We can really open that up, give our bodies a second to rest, get our nervous systems, our endocrine systems that are supporting the hormonal process that is guiding our body. Then we can move out of that state. And that's the most profound thing for me as a body worker and as someone who receives body work. I love the physical aspects, the way it can help our muscular system, our skeletal system, the cellular level. But the space that you can hold for someone when you're giving their nervous system a chance to actually release, surrender, let go is the most profound thing that I've found, and has continued to push me to do what I do. This is why I do what I do, because I want to create that safe space for people, and I think that's the most healing part of massage and body work personally. Yeah,
I gotta say, you seem so young, because I'm like an old man, over 50, and yet the body of knowledge you've got is you can tell you've really delved into your studies and your art.
Yeah. And I've had lots of life experiences too. I've traveled really deep grief. I lost my daughter's father about 4 years ago this summer. And so I've been through some really big things for my age. And since becoming a mother, in my short span of life, I'm 30. Y'all, I just turned 30.
She doesn't look it.
I made it through my 20s. I made it through my 20s. I'm alive and well. When I was younger, I joked. I was like, I don't know if I'll make it through. But we did, and we're here. So yeah, those life experiences that I let them transform me, and I surrendered to them. And I think I said earlier when we first started, the blessings are in the lessons. Lessons are in the blessings. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, I think that life has a funny way of offering us knowledge. Yeah. Yep. And if you accept it, that's where you gain a lot of it. Yeah,
I like it. I mean, I've got my own issues from military days, and everything for years and years has always been about PTSD. Yeah. But nowadays, people are finally starting to talk about post-traumatic growth, and that as its own therapy. I mean, it's nice to see things changing.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So we'll start winding up here. And you notice she's got some tattoos, and I want to do another segment, if y'all want me to, on the tattoo stories. And so I'm going to give you a little teaser. Show us the tattoo in just the briefest of stories. I want you to tease everybody and make them want to know more about this tattoo on your wrist.
Okay. So I'm gonna do it like that so everybody can see it. I have lots of tattoos. I actually got my first tattoo. I'll say this real quick.
In prison?
Not in prison. I was 17 years old. In some rundown trailer somewhere. It was not professional. I was wild. I was in high school.
Was it with an ink pen gun and stuff, or was it like a real? Okay.
Two gun. Yeah. Yeah. Thankfully, it all went okay. But yeah. So with these, I'll give y'all a little teaser. We were talking about the Grateful Dead earlier, and one of my favorite lyrics by them is "All good things and all good time." And so I have all good things and all good time on my wrist, but it doesn't exactly say that. So I'll save that. I'll save that as a teaser for y'all in case we do another one.
All right. So if you want to know what the tattoo actually says, and she gave a little teaser earlier too about what it said. But if you want to know, you got to let us know, and we'll get her back on, and she'll tell us the stories about all the tattoos. And you got to have some good stories. I mean, I'm seeing this one here that looks like tree rings.
This is a tree. It's got some meaning to it.
We've got a tree of life. I mean,
a tree of life. I got this little tattoo, this little triangle that I got in Ireland.
That's because she's part of the Illuminati.
I'm telling you. No, if you look at it, it's so poorly done. You can tell that I'm indeed not part of the Illuminati. I had a lot of pints and whiskey in Ireland one evening, and then that's what that turned into. But yeah, cool stories.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm happy to share.
All right. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you're going to come in. If you want to see the place and see a truly remarkable, restored, small town America play, what it can be, and also just get stretched out, get some yoga, some release. You got to come in.
Breath.
Yep.
Come take a deep breath.
Just come on in, sign up for class, and relax. All right. Well, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Or me being with you. We're in your place.
Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me ramble a little bit.
Oh, yeah, no problem. All right. Let's see. Hey, everybody. Before we close out, first of all, I hope you enjoyed that podcast, whether it was an interview with an amazing entrepreneur or a business lesson for me, I sincerely hope that you gain something from it that you can use in your life moving forward. Before I leave, though, I need to mention that this podcast is sponsored by Lowe's Home Improvement Stores. I have become a Lowe's creator. It's a pretty cool thing because on this farm, I'm looking out the window right now and seeing all the things that I want to do around here. Most of these things I can do with products from Lowe's Home Improvement. And so I'm excited to be a Lowe's creator. If you want to check out some things from them and order some stuff and see my specially curated Lowe's storefront, you can click in the show notes. There's a link there for you. And I hope you build some amazing things. And hey, you know what? If you do, send me pictures. I would absolutely love to see the amazing things that you're building at your house using Lowe's products or anything else, really. I'm just curious. I want to know everything about you and everything about the cool projects you're doing because I'll be honest with you, I get some neat ideas for things I want to do at my house as well. All right, y'all take care. Thanks for listening.